Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. We're so glad you could join us. This is Hannah White with the National Main Street Center. And before we get started with the program today, I just wanted to go over a couple of logistical details. First, as you may have noticed when you called in, all attendees are on mute. So we will have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So save up those questions and you can enter them into the chat function. We'll be monitoring them, and then we'll have the opportunity to pose those questions to our panelists at the end. The other thing to know is that today's webinar is being recorded. So we'll post it in the Main Street Resource Center at mainstreet.org after today's program, and you'll be able to access the recording and do the slides at your leisure, or share them with colleagues who might have not been able to join us live today. And just as a reminder, you can access our entire archive of webinars in the Resource Center as well, so that's a value to you. So with that, we will go ahead and get things started. Today's topic is, of course, Small Business Saturday, and we're thrilled to offer the skill building webinar through our long-time work with American Express. And you're going to first hear from Alexa Brandt, who's the Director of Small Business Saturday at American Express. And if you've been to the Main Street Now conference in the last couple of years, you've probably seen Alexa speak, or hopefully met her at the expo, at her booth at the expo hall. And we're just glad that she could join us today to share about how Small Business Saturday got started and how you can get involved, because there is still time. And then we're going to hear from our very own Kathy Plante, who is the Senior Program Officer with the National Main Street Center. And Kathy's going to talk about best practices for successful Shop Small initiatives. And she's going to discuss how to connect Small Business Saturday to your overall sort of Main Street retail strategy. And finally, we're going to be joined by Donnie Rogers, who heads up the Downtown Lead Summit Main Street program in Missouri. And he's going to talk about his successes with the Neighborhood Champion program and some tips and tricks for a successful Small Business Saturday. So with that, I will turn things over to Alexa.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Hi, everyone. So excited to be chatting with you today. As she mentioned, I'm Alexa Brandt, and I'm the Director of the Small Business Saturday team at American Express, where I have the honor of helping bring Small Business Saturday to life each year. I'll say I'm sitting here with Chia Wu, who is our amazing program lead of the Neighborhood Champion effort. And we're both self-professed Shop Small fangirls with a deep love of small businesses and communities. So, like, we rock our Shop Small pins anytime we're out and about. We use our tote bags. We, like, really spread the message in our professional and personal lives, and really try to not only talk the talk, but walk the walk by really frequenting those businesses that make our communities vibrant. We are super proud to be a partner of the National Main Street Center and have been for many years. She and I had a chance to attend the National Main Street Now event in Kansas City, which Hannah just mentioned. But I think that was an amazing opportunity to connect with those who are there in person, but really excited that we can extend that knowledge sharing through today's webinar, because I know we all share the same passion for preserving and enhancing the main streets that are the heart of our communities, whether they're small towns or big cities. Just a little background on American Express and how we work with Small Business Saturday. Really, we have for more than 25 years prioritized helping our small business customers, which is how Small Business Saturday was born back in 2010. In the wake of the recession, small businesses told us that they needed more customers. So an idea was born to create a day when communities could come together to celebrate their local businesses and the important contributions they make to their neighborhoods. For me, I grew up in Northern California, right outside of San Francisco, and my Main Street played an important role in my teen years. It was the first place that I got to go alone with my friends. I got to interact with people who lived in my community, and I really got to build that initial passion of the role that small businesses play in communities. So it really is a privilege to be able to help bring this program to life to benefit main streets across the country. I'm guessing if you're on this call, you might have some familiarity with Small Business Saturday. However, for those who are less familiar, I do want to tell you a little bit of Small Business Saturday 101 and what's in store for this year, which we're amazed to say it's the 9th year of Small Business Saturday. So the day was really created to help small businesses get more customers through their doors and cash at their registers. So it's sandwiched between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. It really falls during one of the busiest times of the year and a peak holiday period where we know that small businesses rely on their revenues to really help them get through the rest of the year. We've been amazed at how Small Business Saturday has grown and evolved over the past 8 years to become a movement. And we know the Shop Small movement would not have been as widespread without advocates like the National Main Street Center and all of you spreading the Shop Small message within your communities. Last year, more than 7,200 communities in all 50 states and U.S. territories pledged to celebrate Small Business Saturday with us by rallying small business owners and hosting local events. And 108 million consumers reported shopping at independent businesses on the day. That's about a third of America, which is amazing. We also saw unprecedented support on social media. So hundreds of thousands of people ranging from shoppers to celebrities and elected officials showed their love for small businesses on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you do a search of Shop Small or Small Biz Sat in your hashtags on Instagram, you'll already start to see some of the things that people are posting, and it's super inspiring. This year, in just 1 month, Small Business Saturday will be celebrated on November 24th, and we want to make it bigger and better than ever. We opened up applications for our Neighborhood Champion program this summer, and that's really what we're going to share today are the details of how you and your community can get involved. If you're not familiar with the program, Neighborhood Champions are individual businesses or local organizations that pledge to celebrate Small Business Saturday in their communities. These passionate hand raisers commit to rally at least 10 businesses to host an event on the day, whether that's offering a special in-store experience or hosting a community-wide celebration. As part of the program, we provide resources including Shop Small merchandise and step-by-step event guides to help you create a fun and memorable Small Business Saturday experience. But whatever you choose to do on the day that's locally relevant and authentic for your community, we really want it to be grounded in the spirit and character of your Main Street. In closing, we are super honored that we are invited into your community and have the opportunity to connect with so many people who share a passion for showing and spreading the love for small businesses. And we love hearing that the investment in Small Business Saturday helps to keep the act of shopping small top of mind. And one great stat is that our research shows that 89% of consumers who are aware of Small Business Saturday say it encourages them to shop small all year long. I do realize, Hannah, that you are kindly flipping through the slides. I think the slide that we are on now gives a great preview into how Small Business Saturday comes to life across communities in everywhere across the nation. So I think one of our favorite shots is this amazing life-size sandcastle that was created in San Diego, California, and really reflects what that area is known for and became a really great visual for people to come and check out and Instagram a post about that then trickled into shoppers heading into the stores and restaurants nearby. If you go to the next slide, I know I did talk about this, but this is really a bit about how there's 5 core communities that come together that are everything from grassroots organizations to corporate supporters. It's really an amazing ecosystem, and we're really humbled by how many people believe in the Small Business Saturday event and the Shop Small movement at large. On the next page, here are the nuts and bolts of what it means to become a neighborhood champion. So anyone who is interested, and we hope that your interest might be piqued after this webinar, can go to shopsmall.com/rally to apply to be a 2018 neighborhood champion. The deadline is November 6th, but I will note that it's a first come, first served program. So if you are all thinking about this, I highly recommend that in the next day or two, you submit your application. Really what you would be committing to doing is championing the community cause. So you'll be stepping up in your community to organize a community event. Now, if any Main Streeter I know is a pro at this, and this is what they do all year round. So we're hoping that this is a turnkey event that we can provide to you. And then you would rally at least 10 small businesses, and you'd put both of those plans into the application. So one, an overview of what you're thinking of doing, and two, a list of the small businesses you hope to engage. And then if you're approved, you would receive a box of what we call Shop Small swag that includes everything from these great signature tote bags that you can give away to shoppers and residents of your community, to posters and balloons and more. It's really compliments of American Express. And what's unique about all of this is, while we distribute this to all of you locally, on the national scale, we are running advertising across the nation so that people see the same branding elements, that they know to go out and shop small. So we've heard some Main Street directors say that their community has seen an ad on TV and gone to them and said, like, hey, Joe, I just saw a commercial on Dancing with the Stars last night about your event. And he's joked like, oh, we spare no expense. So just know that we hope you're getting credit for all of the advertising that will be out in market, and that everything you do using those blue and white colors and illustrations and the messaging really helps create a 360-degree surround sound. So with that, I will hand it over to Kathy and Donnie to share a little bit more about their best practices and how they either have seen it come to life or how they've made it come to life in their community. And again, we really hope that you'll consider standing with us in this effort. And that's it.
Great. Thanks, Alexa, for that wonderful overview. And I'm now going to turn things over to Kathy Plante. So I'm just going to give her control of the screen, and she's going to walk you through her presentation today.
Okay, great. Can you see my screen now?
We can.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Hi, everybody. Just want to say I think Small Business Saturday was the best idea American Express has ever had, and I've seen it help so many of our communities. So I'm going to spend a little time this afternoon just talking about examples that I have seen in your communities. One of the very important things, I think, is that because of Small Business Saturday and really our love for our independent businesses in our downtowns, is that communities have been promoting local shopping and small shopping across their whole calendar throughout the year. But there's reasons why we do it, is because it helps us build communities when we have these great downtowns for people to come to and shop at really unique businesses. And really shopping small helps our local economy, that when we are shopping at mom and pop, locally owned businesses, about 3 times as much of what they take in stays and circulates throughout our community. And because of these great local independent businesses, it's places where people find unique products and gives people a better variety of things to do. In many ways, our small businesses are hopefully a little bit immune to shoppers online. And also job creation is absolutely stronger when we're shopping at our locally owned mom and pop businesses. So I just have a few examples here that a lot of communities have emphasized and promoted shop local for a number of years, just, reminding them of the importance of what it means, using different methods with bags, signage, door decals, how you can text message and get bargains throughout the community. And some have been pretty clever, doing things on T-shirts, spend it in Chanute, live here, buy here, thrive here. It really is that message of, gosh, if we support our local businesses, what that means in the way of job creation and, again, investment in our communities. I was down in Ripley, West Virginia, the photo down in the lower right-hand corner, where they were really promoting Shop Local, where if every month you came in and spent $50 at their locally owned businesses, you got a free item like the eyeglass cleaner and the seeds that you could plant in your yard, and even a chocolate bar. So there was some real nice rewards for people who would shop locally. We also have an advantage when we shop local, and also that products are made local. That is a unique draw to our districts as well, and not only buying local goods at retail businesses, but also eating at local independent restaurants, the non-chain restaurants in our districts. Again, these are the things that sort of protect us from the online shoppers, but really providing that unique experience for people when they come into our neighborhood districts and into our historic downtowns. This was a great example I found from Lake Orion, Michigan, that this just rolled out. This is going on right now, where they are doing Shop Small with their Dine Small taste tracker, and you can win up to $250 starting this week, or November 1st, running through the 27th. They want you to eat at any restaurant in their community and attach the business name and the dishes and notes on their Small Business Saturday taste tracker. And then they can get it turned in, and they're going to have the drawing at their holiday parade. So this is information that they were able to get through American Express to help them set up that particular promotion. I also love it when I go into communities and I see that the brand is carried around all year. We can do Small Business Saturday, but Shop Small is a message we want to have ever present. And so I was at this chocolate shop in Jonesboro, Tennessee, and I found their Shop Small sticker on their door. So that helps us brand not just Small Business Saturday, but Shop Small on a year-round basis. And people have picked up on that brand, and when they see it, they know what it means now. So we're hopefully kicking off the holidays in your communities. This is going to be your first year in participating in Small Business Saturday. It's a great place to start. We want that to really be the kickoff for retail shopping in our districts, but also want you to consider doing more than Small Business Saturday as well. Carry that through the whole month. Have additional open houses. Make sure your businesses extend their hours. That's the toughest thing that we have to deal with in our downtowns is the limited hours that we're open. But hopefully during the holiday season, people will be open extended hours. Getting businesses to do cooperative advertisement helps them stretch their dollars further. Even having themed events. I have a picture in here from Ripon, Wisconsin. At the end of my presentation, they always use a Dickens of a Christmas. You could do themed events or promotions targeted at men. Have a men's night one night through the holiday season as well. Using that common image of the Small Business Saturday and Shop Small is also a way to tie everything together. And your businesses could also consider in-store shopping experiences. I had several. My Ben Franklin store, when I was a local executive director, always did a rubber stamp making thing on paper so kids could make their own Christmas wrapping paper. We had our florists do wreath making workshops, anything that creates an experience for people to stay longer. Certainly open houses are great events. And the number one thing our downtown businesses need to tie into Small Business Saturday and all of our events is outstanding customer service, really taking care of the people coming in. This one was from Luray, West Virginia. I really liked it. I think a number of communities do Small Business Saturday bingo contests. They also tied it together with winning or being able to buy a rate at their local hotel. So if you just showed that you had $50 in receipts from local businesses, you could also stay at the inn for just $69. Now they're also going to be eating meals because of that promotion as well. And they made good use of the swag they got, decorating their windows, really branding it so that when people do see those commercials on national television, they're going to think, yeah, you were able to afford to buy those commercials yourselves. And this one's going on in Gardnerville, Nevada. This is their second year for their Christmas tree bingo. So very similar, gets people to enjoy that. I love that we actually used our point system, which is where all our communities can ask each other questions. People ask the question, what are you doing for Small Business Saturday? And people shared those ideas. So it was great to see that happening. But you can see how they brand everything in all of their materials in Gardnerville. This is what it looked like out on their street. You could come in and pick up your bingo card. They've got the table decorated with some of that swag, and they even have it out on the street with helium balloons on the street. So people really come to recognize Small Business Saturday. So you can think about how well you're branding your district. As you know, you have time, November 6th, to get signed up as a neighborhood champion. So you might be able to get some of that swag for your communities as well. And I encourage you to do that because it can be very helpful in rewarding your customers. Other things that we have the opportunity to do during Small Business Saturday with the bingo cards or any kind of dining cards registration is trying to collect that customer information, whether you collect it as a Main Street organization or your businesses collect it individually through drawings that they might have, but trying to get people's names and email addresses, birthdays and anniversaries, so we can send them coupons then, or even measuring whether you get more Facebook likes or your businesses do through that. And maybe your businesses will also get more people signing up for their frequent shopper program. So really think about not just bringing these people back once. We all have a great opportunity to connect these to be customers for life, and that hopefully they'll come out Small Business Saturday, but they'll come back for more. Washington, Missouri does a passport as well. You just have to visit 12 of their 16 businesses. And I kind of like what they did, which was they partnered with their friends like Donnie and Lee Summit with stays in other communities and different drawings that they can give away. And then they listed the number of some of the businesses that people could go to. And Bridget in Washington, Missouri told me that this fit in to their overall strategy to increase traffic in downtown. And she said the stores are invested verbally, in which they promote it to their customers, but also financially to help support the advertising for this program. A number of people are doing selfie promotions. These are two that are going on, one up in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, the other in Kearney, Nebraska, is just asking people to take their pictures. They can tag you. You can draw winners from that as well. So a lot of different ways that you can use Small Business Saturday to your advantage. In Pickens, South Carolina, they have their tree lighting the same night, so they want you to come down and shop and dine and then go to the tree lighting. So they really promote the number of places that you can dine, and they have quite a few places that people can shop. So the branding goes, they use their own local branding on theirs. And they also came up with their 10 reasons to shop local, to shop small. Protecting the local character, community well-being. There's a lot of great reasons there that everybody should, I think, have the top 10 reasons you should be shopping at your local businesses. But Pickens did a really good job with theirs. This is one that I participated in Concord, New Hampshire. They called it their Win the Window. So very much like the bingo, very much like a scavenger hunt. But it involved going to businesses and getting the stamps on each of. I didn't think you had to get all of them, but you had to get quite a few of them. The success hinges, though, on treating them as future customers. Maybe somebody comes into a store and they just want a stamp. They're not spending. Is that maybe we can encourage them to come back with a bounce back buck and say, hey, here's $1. Maybe the next time you come in, you'll come back. But they had 52 businesses participate. They got a couple sponsors for it. This is what their card looked like. I had suggested to them, because if you saw in that last photo, that was me behind my card, was loaded with merchandise. I thought they should have given a gold stamp for those who actually spent money at the businesses, because I think I would have won that for the most gold stamps. But I also had a caution on this promotion, is that you really do have to have your businesses involved, and they have to be part of promoting the program, because one business that I did go into was not friendly to me. When I asked if I could get a stamp on my card, I was pointed over to a table and said, you do it yourself over there. And I thought, well, that wasn't very friendly. And I haven't been back in that business in 2 years, because I was so put off by, I thought he could have said something like, well, I'm sorry you don't have time to shop today, but hope you'll come back later. That would have set a whole new tone, and I would have been in there. So make sure that your businesses all buy into it and help promote these activities. So what are some other tips for businesses to take advantage of Small Business Saturday and excel in customer service? As I mentioned, be open extended hours, at least during the holidays. That is going to be huge. People need to be able to shop after work. Simple things like offering free gift wrapping to people, maybe providing free delivery to any employees that work in the downtown, or offering shipping services. It doesn't mean you have to give them for free, but if you get a husband who comes in to shop for his wife, ask if his mother in California needs something, and then offer to take care of shipping. Also keep records of any new customers who come in. There are a lot of people who do support and want to get out and shop on Small Business Saturday. So if we've got new people coming to the businesses, we want to keep track of them. And also offering refreshments and giveaways is a friendly way to get people to stay in your stores and also to get information from them. A couple more examples. Last year, Oakland County, Michigan, where we have our only countywide Main Street program, they gave shoppers the chance to win $5,000, and all they had to do was text photos of their receipts on during Small Business Saturday. And then the community that I used to be the executive director in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, they're running this promotion right now, which is, again, a receipt-oriented promotion where you can gather up all your receipts. For every $10 you spend, you get an entry. And just so you know, a purchase is not required. You can also enter by going to their office and filling out an entry blank. So part of the success of these events really is engaging merchants, which isn't the easiest thing to do all the time, but you might think about hosting a kickoff meeting, talking to them about the economics of shopping local and the customer service, share some ideas on individual promotions that they might be doing with each other so that other business can send them to them. And then use Facebook and all social media accounts, and develop your email list to invite customers, but also to involve the merchants. And then ask the merchants if they have any new ideas for promotions as well, because I do think they probably have some good experience with what might work in bringing customers into downtown during this really important retail time. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was really sort of your overall economic strategies for downtown. And that is really, we've worked with a lot of communities on developing your transformation strategies. And what we want to do first is really think about who it is we're attracting to our downtown, who is coming the most often, what are we good at selling. And many of our communities have a focus on the district workers and residents. Those are the people who are closest to your downtowns. For example, that Win the Window contest in Concord, New Hampshire, they've got 20,000 people who come into downtown Concord to work every day, and also the residents there. So that's a very major group to be marketing to. A lot of your communities are also a family-friendly strategy, that we have businesses, activities for people of all ages in our families. And so we want to think about them. And of course, we know women do about 85% of all shopping. So we really want to target our audiences specifically for this. So when you're doing that, think about how we're going to make your cash registers ring, get more people on the street, and think about how we're using this event and our whole shop local, shop small marketing to get people to stay with you for the long term. Promote that positive image in your downtown, that this is a real unique place, and mainly because of the businesses that are there. Hopefully those businesses will be drawing the people into your downtown, not just on Small Business Saturday, but for the rest of the season. So I want to just say good luck with all your Small Business Saturday events and your Shop Small events that you might be doing year round. So that's all I have. I'll turn it over to Donnie now. He'll tell you about Lee's Summit.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Kathy. That's always cool to see those examples from around the country. I feel like we just did a Small Business Saturday road trip from coast to coast, so that was great. So we are going to turn things over, as you said, to Donnie Rogers. And Donnie, take it away.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I am the Executive Director of Downtown Lee Summit Main Street. If you went to the National Main Street Conference this last year in Kansas City, hopefully you got a chance to see my downtown. We hosted the Big Bash on the final night of the conference. And being a suburban community right outside of Kansas City kind of offers some unique experiences. We're a community of almost 100,000 people, but we have a downtown that's very much got the feeling of a small town of 10,000 people. We're about 8 blocks in our downtown core, and so it's really a unique place. And I just want to say thank you. We're honored to be here today to kind of share our experiences and talk how Small Business Saturday has evolved into our largest shopping day of the year for our downtown retailers. It's really taken off for us since 2014. And that's in 2014 is really when we began our efforts, and we started to utilize that neighborhood champion kit that we get from American Express, both the physical swag and then those items they provide online, the marketing items. And so next slide. In 2014, we started our own version of the Passport program based on some of the online toolkit we had received from American Express. This was great for us to get started with a zero budget. We had already done our budget for the year, and so adding new events and promotions can be very expensive, and we didn't have it in our budget that year. We hadn't anticipated doing anything new for Small Business Saturday, but we saw this idea, and we're like, okay, we can take that on. The Passport's pretty straightforward. Kathy mentioned and showed downtown Washington's example. Here in Missouri, our Main Street directors are family. We share stuff back and forth each time. We collaborate, and so we're always sharing what we're doing and different things. And so we really partnered with Downtown Washington that first year, and it was a great experience for us. But with that Passport, you open it up. We'll have our participating businesses in there, and they stamp or sign off on it. And once a shopper collected all of their stamps, they were able to drop off their completed Passport at any of the participating businesses. In 2014, we had about 12 businesses sign up for that first year. The grand prize, and Kathy mentioned this too, with Washington, we developed that year as something that we still do as part of our Small Business Saturday, that grand prize, that trip to downtown Washington, another Main Street community. We trade an overnight stay for one of our bed and breakfasts for one of theirs. And then also we've worked with Amtrak. We have an Amtrak service here in Lee Summit, and it actually connects us to Washington, Missouri on the other side of the state. And Amtrak is always great about donating round-trip train tickets for that. And then we also asked that first year our businesses that were participating to donate a $20 gift certificate to be included in that grand prize. And so it was great to be able to promote our businesses, promote another Main Street community. And one of the things our businesses downtown really loved about the Passport program was it was encouraging shoppers to visit all the stores, including those that might not be right there in the core in that cluster of great retail shops. So it was getting people kind of all throughout the district. And we did require that first year that you had to get all 12 stamps to enter enter the contest. We also did balloons and maps to highlight the businesses to help get them around. This was a great partnership for us. And as I said, like the only cost to us was printing costs that we were doing in the office. So it went over really well. That first year we had 12 participating businesses sign up in 2014. We went up to 16 in 2015. And I'm proud to say with a month before Small Business Saturday, we have 37 businesses signed up in this year. So that's 3 times what we were seeing involvement-wise in 2014. So it's grown great for us. Some of the struggles we had with our Passport program was some last-minute additions from our businesses. Late signups from our merchants are difficult with this type of promotion because you can't print those passports until you have all the names of the businesses included. Another negative, Kathy kind of mentioned how she had some businesses negatively respond to coming in wanting to get the stamp. We were seeing that as well. It started to be in 2015 when we added more businesses, it started to be a little bit harder. Everyone wanted to get their stamps. They were really focused on that passport, and we'd kind of taken them out of the idea that it was really about giving back that day. So after each event we do, and this includes Small Business Saturday, but all the other events we do, we send out a survey to our participating businesses. And so we gather feedback from them. And so after 2015, we realized going into 2016 that we needed to make some changes to that program based on the feedback we were receiving. And so that brings us to Small Business Saturday now and how we do that. Next slide. So with Small Business Saturday, in 2016, we started budgeting. We actually put Small Business Saturday in our overall budget, actually had funds to put some stuff together. And we also even looked at some of our other holiday events. We used to do 2 holiday open houses, one the first weekend in November, one the first weekend in December. We got rid of the December one because it was the weekend after Small Business Saturday, and we really wanted to focus in on Small Business Saturday. The new promotion we came up with in 2016 to do was actually based on what one of our local banks had done that summer. They started a scratch-off cards that summer as a way of promoting their anniversary. And so it was just a fun thing to do. I mean, who doesn't love a game of chance? You scratch that ticket off, you've got that instant sense of gratification, whether or not you're a winner. And so we looked at that as something we wanted to incorporate as a way to get people engaged with our businesses, but also make it simpler in the overall process for us. And so one of the great things about that is it alleviated that last minute business sign up. So that with no passport, there's nothing we have to add a business to last minute. There's no waiting around to design that file, that passport, and get it printed and everything. And this is huge for me because with it being Thanksgiving week, no one wants to be stuck in the office working on getting that stuff together. I want our staff and volunteers home with their families. And so it helped take some of that last minute pressure off that we had with the Passport program. And part of this effort and part of getting those businesses to sign up quicker for us too is in the last few years, we've been doing a online form that we send out to our businesses in late September, early October that has all of our holiday events on it from Halloween, our holiday open houses, Small Business Saturday, with an explanation on how to participate for each event and opportunities to sign up to participate in those events. So this gets our businesses thinking earlier and gives us a lot of time to plan ahead. As I said earlier, out from Small Business Saturday, and I already have 37 businesses signed up. And I was seeing the last couple of days, they're starting to get creative with their ideas. Some of them are planning pop-ups for that day where they're inviting in home-based creative people, makers to set up shop in the restaurants, which is a great opportunity to even bring more people downtown. One of the things we also heard from our surveys over and over again was they love the swag from American Express so much, but it's gone in minutes. Especially going into this next year with 37 businesses signed up, the bags just don't last for us that quickly. So last year in 2017, we started doing our own bags in addition to the ones we've been receiving from American Express. Like you can see in the photo there, I Shop Small in downtown Lee Summit. These were a huge hit. People loved them. Our retailers loved them. And so we actually, doing those first time in 2017, we've tripled our order for this next year for 2018. We're doing 3,000 of those bags for just Small Business Saturday. And then once again, we've continued that great partnership with downtown Washington with our getaway trip. And I'm looking forward to next year. I'm hoping that we can look to add a few of our additional Main Street communities in that promotion and maybe give away multiple trips instead of just the one grand prize. Next slide. And so kind of this is when I mention what we do, I always get a ton of questions about the scratch off promotion. And so this is kind of the background on that. The information on this slide is actually a little bit off. We changed some things up on Monday. So originally we were planning to give out 50 $10 gift cards. This year we've actually upped it to 100. So we're going to give out 100 $10 gift cards, but we print 2,500 of the scratch off cards. And so we distribute those to our businesses the week before, along with all the Small Business Saturday swag that we have to each location. And so we're doing 100 of the $10 gift cards, 2 $250 gift cards, and then that grand prize getaway. And so the way it works for us is when the shopper scratches off the card, they instantly know if they've won $10 or if they've won $250, and it directs them back to the Main Street office to claim that prize. The thing we encourage, though, everyone to do, whether or not they win a gift card or not, to flip that card over and fill out the back. That's our entry form for that grand prize drawing now. And so we also do extra entry forms at all of our participating businesses. So even once the scratch-off cards are gone, they still have a chance to try to win that grand prize, that weekend getaway. We also encourage our participating businesses to do an in-store drawing with those entry forms. And so once they've collected all those from the day, from Small Business Saturday, pull a lucky winner out of their own jar, their own box that they've been collecting those in, and give away a prize from their shop of a $20 gift certificate or an item. Gift certificates for downtown businesses always seem like a great hit because that gets them back into the store. And one of the things with this is we have a self-branded downtown gift card. And so we launched that gift card program in 2016. And one of the huge benefits of this in partnering with Small Business Saturday it serves as a way for us to promote the fact that we have that program. So we currently have over 60 of our downtown businesses that take that gift card as payment. And then in December each year, our largest month of gift card sales is December. I mean, it's the easiest gift to give. And it really does a lot for our businesses come January and February when people are starting to spend those gift cards. They've spent all their holiday money buying gifts and everything. And for the ones that have gotten those gift cards, they're coming back into our restaurants and shops in January and really excited to spend those. And next slide. And so this kind of shows how we utilize those promotional items we get from American Express. We sign up each year as a neighborhood champion. We try to encourage our businesses to also sign up, but we take all of the swag we get from American Express, then we take the bags we purchase, our scratch-off cards, we'll do maps and stuff too, and we'll distribute those out the week before Small Business Saturday. And so you can see here, the businesses really get into it. They're tying the bandanas, the dog bandanas onto mannequins. They're creating selfie stations. They're putting the balloons out, hanging the pennants. It's just a lot of fun. It's great to see all that blue and white in the middle of the holiday season downtown. And so one of the things we hear back every year on that survey we do after the business or after this event, we always hear back from our businesses that Small Business Saturday is the largest sales day of the year for them. Many of them report record-breaking sales that day, and this is year after year after year. So it's been huge. And with that, I just really want to thank American Express for creating such amazing awareness of the importance of supporting small business Small Business Saturday, personally, for me, is my favorite day of the year. It's great to see so many people downtown excited about supporting small businesses. And, none of this effort would be possible without the support we've gotten from them and are continuing to receive. I mean, the national ads, everything, it's just creating this great culture of, forget Black Friday, where it's at a Small Business Saturday where you're supporting your community. So thank you.
I'm so flattered. She and I are so touched by both your and Kathy's remarks. Honestly, it's so sincere and authentic and just reinforces the importance of what we do, and we take it really seriously. We spend 364 days a year planning for that one day, and I'm glad that you guys help make it possible. So I just wanted to personally say thank you.
We love everything we get, all the support we get from you guys. It's been great.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Well, now we have a few minutes for Q&A. So, any attendees, if you've been saving up those questions, feel free to enter them into your chat box. We did have one come in for the panel, and it's about how to incorporate digital into Small Business Saturday promotions. So I guess you could sort of interpret that both digital promotions and possibly e-commerce as well.
Yeah, I'm happy to speak to that. Small Business Saturday in 2010 was really focused on brick and mortar stores. That's where the customer need was. And if you think about it, 9 years ago, e-commerce, just the way people started businesses were different. And the advent of e-commerce was still more in its infancy. So what we've been working on is finding some unique ways to help online businesses pop up on the day into physical spaces. So we even created a new event guide, which is a resource we provide on the shopsmall.com website that talks about the best ways to plan. And then there's digital assets that are free within that you can use to promote a pop-up. So in that pop-up, they often involve, various online businesses to show up on the day, which is great. On the other side, in terms of incorporating digital and digital marketing, we all of the assets that are available on shopsmall.com can be customized for your community or business. So there's a tab that's called the Shop Small Studio, and if you enter in a few pieces of information, out spits customized marketing materials. And then we also, for approved neighborhood champions, send out an email curriculum that has access to a number of digital resources. So we truly try to take the work out of it for our neighborhood champions. We know everyone's busy. We want it to look cohesive so that it matches what's happening in the advertising. So for me, those are some of the ways that we'd recommend, but would love to hear, Donnie and Kathy, your perspective.
Donnie, do you have any?
It's kind of the range of digital, so not knowing exactly what. I mean, one of the things that most successful for us right now in promoting anything online is we create one Facebook event and then we add all of our businesses that are participating as co-host. And so that magnifies our reach. We've had some of our shopping events reach over 200,000 people on Facebook because instead of just us sharing it, it's the 30 businesses that are participating. So, I mean, that's one of the digital ways that we're getting the word out there. And so that's been great for us. I'll be honest, we used to spend a lot more money on print advertising, and we've been getting away from that. And so we've been doing a lot more with social media and trying to get the word out.
Yeah, and I see a lot showing up as well. I follow a lot of Main Street programs and neighborhood districts online, and I see an awful lot of promotion happening, especially through Facebook, which is so easy for both businesses and Main Street programs to do that promotion. And of course, using the hashtags as well is a great way to do it. Least expensive is very effective sometimes. So that's my take on it. Donnie, I had a question for you on and I didn't see the back side of your scratch cards, but do you gather things like their email addresses and ask them to like check if they want to start to receive your emails about future events or anything, or do you do anything with the information you gather from the people who have done the scratch cards?
Of course. I'm sure that's something we learned at a previous Main Street conference. I say, yeah, on the back, I didn't show that. And if anyone wants digital files of our scratch-off cards or even our passport formally, I'm happy to share those. Just feel free to reach out to me. But yeah, on the back of all of those scratch-off cards, we have to where they can check a box to opt in for our emails that we send out. We'll send out monthly emails about events coming up and different stuff. So yeah, we definitely use it as a way to collect that data back into, because it's a great source to get that information. I mean, you've kind of got to do a lot of different marketing efforts anymore. I mean, emails, not everyone opens emails, not everyone goes on social media, so it's definitely valuable to collect those.
Very good.
Donnie, I love how the National Main Street community is all about sharing ideas and passing along resources. So I really appreciate your offer just to share all the work that you've already invested so that others could benefit.
Oh yeah, it's the best thing about, I think, Main Street is that knowledge sharing, that we're often duplicate that R&D. And so we're such a tight group in Missouri, but I'm happy to share with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Donnie, speaking of sharing, we had a couple questions come in about your scratch-off cards. So could you, just nuts and bolts, could you share with the group like how you got those produced? And then also if you could just do like a recap of sort of how that works.
Yeah, we use a company out of Florida, I believe. I think it's called Lawson. I would look up the information, but yes, we order those, and if you do a Google search, there's places that do these types of scratch-off cards that you can order, and you might be able to find someone local too that does that. So we design the card in-house, and then we send off to have those printed. And so then we take those cards. Like I said, we'll order about 2,500 this year. We'll distribute those towards our participating businesses that sign up to participate with us that day for Small Business Saturday, and then they'll be responsible for handing those out in store. And so that all kind of takes place that day. We ripped off this idea from McDonald's. They have an alternative means of entry for their like Monopoly game. And so we've got similar rules to that, an alternative mean of entry. If someone wants to, they can send us, and it's self-stamped envelope, and we'll send them a scratch-off ticket. Because we leave it up to the businesses of how they hand those out. Some are handing them directly to the people as they're coming in the door. Others will put them, like our restaurants will put them in their check receipt books when they're taking those to the tables and stuff. And so we kind of give them the flexibility in kind of how they're doing that, how they're handing those out.
Great. We had another question come in about official hashtags to use with promotions this year. So Alexa, do you want to take that one, or I'm happy to take it too?
Why don't you start and then I'll add on?
Sure. So the hashtags that we encourage people to use are hashtag shop small. There's hashtag small biz, B-I-Z, SAT, S-A-T. So again, that's hashtag small biz SAT. And then we'd really love to see people in the Main Street Network use our special hashtag Main Street Shop Small. And our social media person will be monitoring that throughout the month and on the day of, and be doing roundups of what we see there. So again, that's hashtag Shop Small, hashtag Small Biz Sat, and hashtag Main Street Shop Small.
Yeah, and one other thank you for sharing those. One other is neighborhood champions use hashtag Amex SBS champion. So that's like a designator that you're a neighborhood champion. Something that a lot of people do is if you're working on Instagram or even on Facebook, then they tag at Shop Small for to connect it to our Shop Small account, or the at American Express handle as well. So those are two other options.
Great. So we have one more question come in, fairly general, but I think it's a good one. So asking for, tips for getting, buy-in from local businesses who might not have participated in the past. So Donnie, wondering if you could talk a little bit about how you went from, 16, 17 businesses participating in the first year, or 12 or 13, I think it was, up to where you are now.
A lot of that is communicating that early enough on, letting them know what's coming up so they can kind of work that into their schedule. I mean, like I said, we'll start reaching out late September, early October to try to get them signed up for Small Business Saturday. But it's also peer pressure. Getting your businesses to talk to their neighbors about their successes has been huge for us in getting them to participate in other events that we have downtown. And so, they can listen to me and choose not to listen to me, but, if that neighboring retail store is saying, hey, this was a really good day for me, and all I had to do was be open, then why not? And so I think that's one of the reasons we've seen our numbers go from 12 to 16 to now like 37 is because of some of that peer pressure and knowing that, they're sharing that story, say, hey, this is a really good day for me. You should consider partnering. And our cost for our businesses to participate, especially with our Small Business Saturday, is that we ask them to do a $20 gift certificate giveaway in their space. I mean, that's such a small thing for one of the biggest shopping days of the year.
Great.
I'll chime in on that one as well, Hannah. I worked in Overland Park, Kansas, where there were 4 businesses. It wasn't specific to Small Business Saturday, but it was local shopping, and they called it Local Life. And they tried to get all the businesses involved, and it ended up being just 4 who did a Local Life on third Friday, I think it was. And they did exactly as Donnie said. After they held that first event, the kitchen store, they had all the businesses on their email list. So they sent out an email that she said, I had 250 people in last night and had my best Friday ever since I've been open. And so they shared their successes. And now I think they have something like about 30 businesses that participate in their local shopping. So it is that sort of, you got to tell the story and show them. So some people will come around and take some of those to start it and to show them what's possible.
Wonderful. Thanks, Kathy. We just have a couple minutes left, but one last question is, are there shopping stats, sort of nationally, I assume, for Small Business Saturday that local programs could use to promote the holiday?
I'll take that. This is Alexa. We do have in our press releases from the last few years some great stats that can be used. If you want, I can, maybe, Hannah, can I send you a link to post to the group, or what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, if you share that with me, I can make sure everybody gets it at the end.
Okay, yeah. It has things like the number of shoppers that go out nationally, how when, I think one of my favorites is 89% of people who shop on Small Business Saturday say they're more likely to shop small all year round. So for a business who is debating if they should participate, that's a really good reminder of, like, this is a focal point day in the year that we know businesses are open 365 days a year. Making, having customers come in and making revenue is important all year long. But the benefit of this one day really helps center and focus everyone on this importance of this and create a groundswell. So these stats are good as tools and reminders to get businesses involved and also to motivate other shoppers to participate as well.
Great, that sounds like very useful information, and I'll be sure to get that out to the group. So with that, Alexa, I'll turn it over to you for sort of closing words here.
Well, I'm super inspired and moved by everything I saw and heard today. It's literally, there's so much going on that it's almost hard to fathom and visualize everything, but I am so grateful to have Kathy and Donnie share about what they've seen and what they've done personally. It really is the heart and soul of Small Business Saturday to have amazing people like you and those on the phone and across the country who sign up and volunteer to lend their support to this initiative so that their local small businesses and community can benefit. So I hope that if this spoke to you, that you will consider applying to be a 2018 Neighborhood Champion. We'd love to have you among our ranks. And I would just advise anyone to please apply as soon as possible. The official deadline is, again, November 6th, which is coming up. And you can visit shopsmall.com/rally to do so. And whether you apply or not, just know that we really recognize the work that you do in your community, and just hope this is a reminder to keep on investing all of that passion and time and energy because your work matters.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much to you, Alexa, and everyone there. And just as a final reminder, you can find this webinar and audio and slides in the Resource Center on mainstreet.org. So with that, we'll bid farewell, and everybody have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.